Season 8 of Outlander promises to be a turning point, where every moment counts and every word holds weight. But before we get to that bittersweet finale, let's take a moment to remember the foundations of this epic saga. At its core, Outlander has always been about love. Not just the passionate romance between Jaime and Claire, but the deep, complex connections they've built with those around them. Yet, as we approach the end, those bonds are showing cracks. We saw it in Season 7 with Lord John Grodd, character whose emotional complexity has always been a driving force in the series. The friendship between Jaime and Lord John is one of the most poignant of the entire story. Yet, in the wake of betrayal, it seems irreparably shattered. The moment Lord John married Claire under the belief that Jaime was dead was one of the most devastating emotional blows not just for the characters, but for fans of the show. The betrayal felt raw and personal, and the consequences are rippling through the final season. But can Jaime and Lord John find a way back from this? Or will this fractured bond be the final nail in the coffin for their friendship? The stakes have never been higher, and if rumors are to be believed, Lord John might have to sacrifice everything, including his life, to make things right. The tension between the two men is palpable, and it adds a layer of suspense that will keep us on the edge of our seats until the very end. This fractured relationship isn't the only one that will shape the final season. The legacy of Jaime and Claire's love has left an indelible mark on the people around them. But as they prepare for their final act, some shocking revelations are set to shake the very foundations of their world. The return of a mysterious figure from Claire's past master Raymond has already thrown fans into a frenzy. Could it be that his connection to the survival of Faith, their long-lost daughter, will unlock some of the final season's most haunting secrets? As we dive deeper into Season 8, the lines between the past and present will blur in ways that challenge everything we thought we knew. Time traveling isn't just about jumping between centuries. It's about reconciling the ghosts of the past with the present-day choices that define who we are. The idea of fate and destiny has always been central to Outlander. But in these final episodes, those ideas will be tested in ways we never saw coming. At the heart of it all, the show has never been just about time travel, it's about the sacrifices we make for the people we love and the burdens we carry when our pasts refuse to stay buried. Claire's journey has been one of survival, but also of self-discovery. In the final season, we'll witness the culmination of everything she's learned, as she's forced to confront the choices she's made and the people she's loved, all while the clock runs out on the saga that has gripped us for so long. The shockwaves of betrayal, unresolved tensions, and the haunting question of what could have been will loom over this season, making it impossible to look away. As the end draws near, we find ourselves wondering, is there redemption for Jaime and Lord John? And will Claire finally find peace with the ghosts of her past? Or will the final season be a race against time itself? As we face the end of Outlander, it's clear that no one will escape unscathed. The stakes have never been higher, and with each passing episode, the tension will continue to build. From long-held secrets to devastating betrayals, the final season will keep us guessing, making it one of the most thrilling and heart-wrenching rides of our lives. As we continue to piece together the shattered relationships and rising tension in Season 8, we must also look at the seismic impact of one particular revelation: Faith, the daughter Jaime and Claire thought they had lost forever. For years, we've carried the weight of that heartbreak alongside them, believing their little girl had died tragically in France. But the final season has shown us something unexpected, something that could change the course of everything we thought we knew. It all began with that haunting lullaby, the one Claire used to sing to Faith, a song that once represented the deepest grief in Claire's life. The moment we heard that lullaby again, in a scene so beautifully haunting, it felt as though time itself had bent to deliver a message. That voice, the one that echoed through the very fabric of time, belonged to a young girl named Fanny Picio who appeared at the end of Season 7, singing the very same lullaby. The implications of this moment are massive. Could Faith have really survived? And if so, why didn't Claire and Jaime know until now? For fans, this twist was both thrilling and deeply emotional. It shattered everything we thought was set in stone and introduced the possibility of a future that Claire and Jaime never dared to dream of. For Claire, the pain of losing Faith had been one of the most defining moments of her journey. The idea that her daughter might have lived and that she might have a granddaughter now was almost too much to process. How could this be possible? And more importantly, why wasn't it revealed earlier? The fact that such a crucial piece of their past was hidden from them is both a source of joy and a deep well of unanswered questions. Sam Heughan, who plays Jaime, recently shared his thoughts on this shocking development in an interview. He acknowledged the profound impact this revelation has on Jaime and Claire's emotional arcs. It's a huge moment for them to find out that their daughter potentially lived, Sam said. And now they have this grandchild in their life. It was a shock for us as actors reading it and learning about it, just as much as it was for the characters. His words resonate with the same shock and disbelief that fans are experiencing. But if Faith really did survive, who was responsible for keeping this secret from Jamie and Claire? The return of Master Raymond, that enigmatic healer and one of the most mysterious figures in the Outlander world, only deepens the mystery. Claire's dream sequence, which brought Raymond back into the story, seemed to offer more than just a fleeting visit. It felt like a clue, a breadcrumb leading us to a larger truth about the fate of Faith. We're left with more questions than answers. Was Raymond involved in faking Faith's death? And if so, what does that mean for Claire's journey? Based on behind-the-scenes whispers, there are rumors that Season 8 will show us the truth behind Faith's survival. A flashback sequence will reveal Master Raymond whisking the infant away to protect her, saving her from a tragic fate. In other words, what seemed like a dream may have been the key to unlocking one of the biggest mysteries in Outlander's history. For Claire, this discovery will force her to reckon with the years of grief she's endured. It will also force her to confront the guilt and unresolved pain of believing she failed her daughter. But could this revelation also be a form of redemption? Could the return of Faith and the prospect of a new chapter with a grandchild be the emotional balm that Claire so desperately needs? As Outlander has shown us time and again, life is a constant cycle of loss and renewal, and this moment may just be the ultimate test of whether Claire can heal from the past that has haunted her for so long. The stakes are higher than ever for Jamie and Claire, and with the arrival of Faith, the emotional complexity of their journey is amplified. The return of their daughter, even if it comes with its own set of challenges, offers hope in a way nothing else has in years. It's a bittersweet reminder that love and family are never truly lost, even in the most unexpected of circumstances. But with that hope comes the painful realization that the past can never truly be outrun. The truth of Faith's survival will be a turning point, both for the characters and for the audience, as it will force all of us to confront the fragile nature of life, love, and the legacy we leave behind. But the mystery doesn't end there. As the Frasers face this new chapter, they'll also have to reckon with the heavy burdens of the past, especially the betrayals and heartbreaks that have come with it. And as these long-hidden truths come to light, we'll witness Jamie and Claire make decisions that will shape not just their future, but the future of everyone they love. Will the Frasers be able to heal old wounds, or will the weight of the past be too much to bear as the final chapter unfolds? As the clock ticks down on Outlander's final season, the fractured relationships aren't just confined to Jamie and Claire's immediate circle. Outside forces, once allies, are now emerging as pivotal players in the show's final act, and their betrayals may be as heart-wrenching as any personal betrayal we've seen so far. While Jamie and Claire's love story remains the heart of Outlander, the web of relationships around them, friends, enemies, and those caught in between, has grown increasingly tangled as secrets, lies, and promises unravel. One of the most compelling arcs in the upcoming season will be the lingering, volatile relationship between Jamie and Lord John Grey. Their bond has been one of the most emotionally rich and complex of the series, formed out of mutual respect, loyalty, and a shared love for Claire. But the events of Season 7 fractured their once unshakable alliance. When Lord John married Claire under the belief that Jamie had died, it wasn't just a plot twist. It was a crushing betrayal. For Jamie, it felt like the ultimate loss, a double wound to his heart: first, losing Claire, and second, losing his most trusted friend. The fallout from that betrayal will weigh heavily in Season 8. Jamie and Lord John, who once confided in each other, now stand at a precipice. Can they ever repair the rift that has formed between them, or will the damage be irreparable? The trust that was once so solid has now been shattered, and both men will be forced to come to terms with their past decisions. This isn't just about a broken friendship. It's about the fragile nature of loyalty when everything they've fought for seems to be slipping through their fingers. But just when it seems like there's no way back, the whispers of redemption begin. Can Lord John redeem himself? Will he be able to prove that his intentions were never to hurt Jamie or Claire? If the rumors are true, Lord John's redemption arc might come at the ultimate cost: a sacrifice so painful, so irreversible, that it could break even the hardest of hearts. The latest theories suggest that Lord John may give his life to save Jamie, a final act of redemption that would be both heart-wrenching and profound. If this is true, it will mark one of the most dramatic and emotional moments in the show's history. moment that will leave the entire Outlander fandom reeling. The emotional complexity of this situation is difficult to overstate. A character that once stood as a pillar of strength and loyalty now faces his own emotional unraveling. His relationship with Jamie, built on shared history and understanding, is about to be tested in ways neither of them could have predicted. Whether Lord John sacrifices himself or finds another path to redemption, it will mark a turning point not just for him, but for the entire Fraser family. His decisions will reverberate through the final season, and his fate will have a profound impact on the people he leaves behind. But as Outlander has shown us time and time again, no character is safe from the consequences of their actions. This season, betrayal will not be limited to the realm of friendship. Allies we've known for years may turn out to have their own hidden motives, and characters we once thought were honorable may reveal themselves to be far more complex than we could have ever imagined. Take, for example, the mysterious figure of Bonnet. His presence looms large in the final chapters of Outlander. While we saw the devastating impact of his actions on Claire and Jamie in earlier seasons, his story is far from over. If there's one thing Outlander has taught us, it's that the past has a way of coming back to haunt us when we least expect. Could Bonnet return one last time to disrupt everything Jamie and Claire have fought for? Is his dark influence finally coming to a head in the final season? This looming threat, coupled with the unstable alliances within the Frasers' world, will create a powder keg of tension. The countdown to the final episode is filled with more than just personal reckonings, filled with the possibility of betrayal from every direction. The web of lies that has been woven around Jamie and Claire will unravel in the most shocking of ways, and the fallout will leave no one untouched. For Claire, especially, this is a time to grapple with the weight of all the secrets she has kept, the choices she has made, and the alliances she has built, but she won't be alone in this. Jamie, too, will have to come to terms with his own role in the conflicts that have plagued their journey. Their love has always been the steadying force, the constant that has held them together through thick and thin, but in the final season, it will be tested like never before. The fall of their allies and the looming threat of betrayal will add a sense of dread that is difficult to ignore. Every decision made by those around Jamie and Claire will affect the trajectory of the story, leaving the Frasers in a constant state of uncertainty. As alliances shift and secrets are revealed, the question becomes not just what will happen to Jamie and Claire, but whether the world they've fought so hard to build will come crashing down under the weight of their past decisions. As we approach the final moments of Outlander, one thing is clear: no one is safe. The stakes are at their highest, and the consequences of every action will have far-reaching effects. The road to redemption will be fraught with pain and sacrifice. But will it be enough to save the Frasers from the impending storm? Only time will tell. But we're in for an emotional ride that promises to leave us breathless. You said, as we edge closer to the heartbreaking conclusion of Outlander, the emotional stakes are higher than ever. With betrayals unfolding, relationships unraveling, and long-buried secrets coming to light, Jamie and Claire's fight for love and survival reaches a tipping point. The weight of history is heavy on their shoulders, and the future of their family, their legacy, and the world they've built together hangs in the balance. The final season isn't just about coming to terms with the past, it's about understanding the consequences of their choices and deciding what kind of legacy they will leave behind. From the very beginning, Outlander has been a story about survival, surviving war, surviving heartbreak, surviving time itself. But in the final season, survival takes on a new meaning. Jamie and Claire's love has been tested time and again, but this time, they're fighting not just for each other, but for the future they've always dreamed of. The future, however, is no longer a simple continuation of their journey. It's fraught with uncertainty, as their lives are inevitably shaped by the choices they make in these final episodes. The idea of legacy has always been central to Outlander. From the very first moment Jamie Fraser appeared on screen, the choices he made, the family he built, the battles he fought, Lovett has been in the service of leaving something meaningful behind. But what happens when that legacy is threatened? When the very foundation of their world is shaken by forces beyond their control. In Season 8, Jamie and Claire will be forced to confront the full extent of their actions and their legacy, and decide what they're willing to sacrifice to ensure that their story doesn't end. In tragedy, this is where the emotional weight of the final season truly lies. The tension between their love for each other and their love for the world they've created. For years, Jamie and Claire have fought for their survival and for the preservation of their family. But in the final chapter of their saga, it's clear that their love story will not just be about staying alive, it will be about choosing how to live. The decisions they make in these last moments will not only determine their fate, but the fate of their children and their grandchildren. It's easy to think of the Frasers' legacy as being about their individual stories, their personal victories, and their survival against all odds. But in these final episodes, we begin to see that their legacy is bigger than just them. It's about the ripple effect of their choices, the generations that follow, and the impact they've had on the world around them. From young Ian to Brianna, from Roger to Fergus, the Frasers have built a family that has spanned centuries and defied the odds. But will that legacy survive the final season? As Jamie and Claire face the challenges of the Revolutionary War, the tensions of family politics, and the looming threat of their enemies, they will also face the painful reality that their actions have consequences far beyond their own lives. What kind of world will they leave behind? What will they be remembered for? These questions will haunt them in the final season as they realize that their love story, while monumental, is just one small piece of a much larger puzzle. But even in the face of these difficult decisions, there's still hope. There's still a chance that their love, their sacrifice, and their resilience will be enough to ensure a brighter future for those they leave behind. The ultimate question is whether Jamie and Claire's love will be strong enough to see them through this final trial. After everything they've endured, can they still find peace? Can they still find happiness? In a world that has changed so much, the final season will offer us the answers to these questions, and perhaps leave us with a bittersweet reminder that love, though painful and uncertain, remains the most powerful force in the world. But the final season of Outlander isn't just about Jamie and Claire's legacy. It's also about the legacy of the Outlander universe itself. This series has touched millions of lives around the world, and its influence has shaped not just the historical fiction genre, but the broader landscape of television storytelling. The show has taken us on an unforgettable journey through time, love, loss, and survival, and its impact will be felt for years to come. As we say goodbye to this beloved saga, we're not just closing the chapter on Jamie and Claire's story, we're closing the book on an era of television that has defined so much of our cultural experience. This is the end of an era, yes, but it's also the beginning of something new. As we approach the final episodes of Outlander, we must acknowledge the legacy of the series itself, and the way it has shaped our understanding of love, loyalty, and time. The story may be ending, but the impact of Outlander will live on in the hearts of its fans, in the memories of its characters, and in the lessons we've learned about the power of love and resilience. In these final moments, we are left with one undeniable truth. No matter the outcome, Jamie and Claire's love will never be forgotten. The legacy they've built, the family they've raised, and the world they've created will stand as a testament to the enduring power of love. And though the final chapter of their story may be coming to a close, their love will live on, immortalized in the hearts of those who have followed their journey from the very beginning.